Hi, I'm Edrye. I'm on staff at North Decatur, and I'm glad you're joining me as we journey through the book of Acts. It's only the 5th chapter in this book, and already for the second time, the apostles are in jail. This time they're in a public jail, and they're there not because they've broken any law that we would recognize, but they were teaching about Jesus and how their lives and sense of community had been changed because of Jesus. They were teaching about the life, the teachings, the death, and resurrection of Jesus. The Sadducees, who are the Jewish hierarchy of that time, are really ticked off about this, and the Bible says they're jealous and they want to quash this movement. Let's just jail them, tell them don't talk about this anymore because they're getting more publicity about Jesus than we are at the temple. We're losing our power. So the apostles, we don't know how many, are in jail. I would like to remind you at this point in our history that when Martin Luther King Jr. was in jail, he wrote a letter from the Birmingham jail to the white faith leaders. I wonder what these apostles were thinking that they were going to say when they were addressing the faith leaders of their day. They didn't have to wait too long to get out of jail because an angel came and somehow got the apostles out of jail and told them, go back to the temple and talk some more about Jesus. Keep going. So the head priest comes in the morning and tells the guards, let's get these apostles out. I need to talk to them. And the guards go down to the jail gates and the doors are closed. Everything's locked up, but there's no apostles there. They come back up to tell the high priest and the folks that high priest has gathered with him. They're not here. I don't know where they are. Well, they're just where they're supposed to be. They are in the temple at sunup. Sunup, folks, early in the morning, preaching about Jesus and having folks really excited about coming to Jesus. And as we end this passage that basically encompasses the 5th chapter from the 17th verse to the 26th verse, the leaders are saying, let's just not do anything because we're afraid of bad publicity. Which makes me wonder how often the church has come down on the wrong side of history because they weren't willing to expose themselves to bad publicity until a critical mass of people came along and took the church with it. I don't know. Yesterday when Patrick spoke, he said something that this was to the effect of being brought up on charges in the church. And in the church, that's a pretty serious thing. And yet what these disciples are talking about is indeed a life or death issue. And we all need to be attentive to that. Where are you in this quest for religious authority? Do you go to Jesus? Or do you go with the status quo? And I'm just here to tell you, if you can buck the status quo, that's a go. This medium is Facebook, and the vocabulary is like, comment, share. And I would welcome some dialogue about this. Where could the church do better? whether it's with this week, race relations. 3 months ago, we were still all befuddled about our stand with LGBTQ awareness and legislation. We have a long way to go as we continue to tell our story about Jesus, even when we have serious consequences. Be well. If you haven't voted yet, get out and vote. It's important. Even though it's secular, it's important. Wash your hands. Stay in love with God. Amen.